Hey there everyone, I'm News 6 meteorologist Samara Cokinos, live from the News 6 Weather Center. So I'm behind the scenes now, giving you an update as to what is going on with Isaias. So let's take a look. Satellite and radar, you see the spin there just to our south and east. So the thing about it is it's bringing quite a bit of rain to our south, and you can see the cloud cover as well, and there's also some winds out there. The thing about this particular storm though is that it's actually lost some of its oomph, so to speak. So the pressure went up a little bit, the wind speeds actually went down. So as of the latest advisory at 8 o'clock, it still had winds of about 70 miles per hour, winds gusting up near 85 miles per hour, pressure is at 993 millibars. It's moving to the northwest at 9 miles per hour. So this particular storm has slowed down considerably since yesterday. So the timing of that storm is going to be a little bit delayed. So let's take a look at it. We're going to put the forecast track here in motion, and you'll notice that as it gets closer to Central Florida, we're talking about overnight going toward the southeastern coast, so near West Palm, Jupiter. That's where, right before it gets close to that coastline, is where it's going to strengthen back to hurricane status. Then notice I've zoomed in pretty tight here to Central Florida, because as we head into Sunday afternoon and then in the overnight hours going from Sunday into Monday, that's where this particular track has shifted a little bit to the west, okay? So when we look at it in more detail, you'll notice that the forecast path shows it is expected to weaken some as it interacts with another system. But the thing about it is, just in the overnight hours, it does put this particular storm at tropical storm strength over the Cape. So we will be watching this very, very closely over the next 24 hours to see if that track shifts a little to the east or even a little bit more to the west. This is definitely something we're going to continue to watch, and we'll be keeping an eye on to see exactly where it does make its first landfall, and then we'll go from there. But right now, the watches and warnings really haven't changed. We still have hurricane warnings along the coast, with the exception of Flagler County. Flagler County is now under a tropical storm warning along with the interior. And we're talking about Orange, Osceola, as well as Seminole, Volusia, and then Flagler County is now under that tropical storm warning until further notice. So just keep in mind that even though you're not right at the coast, you're still going to feel some of those impacts inland. So let's talk about that just a little bit here. Possible wind field for Isaias as it gets closer and closer. So you're going to notice by tomorrow morning, if you're in Brevard or Osceola County, anytime between about 4 in the morning to about 8 in the morning, you're going to notice the winds really starting to pick up. And then it's going to spread out a little bit more across the rest of Central Florida in the second half of the day and really start to crank up as we head into the late day and into the evening and overnight hours. That's when we're going to see the strongest winds. So Brevard County, there we go, 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. And then as you move inland, notice that it does taper off a little bit, okay? So if you're over in Marion, Lake, or Sumter County, just keep in mind the winds aren't going to be as strong as they would be along the coast. But let's take a look at this. Your radar tonight has been nice and quiet. It's been a very hot, a very beautiful day across Central Florida, but very steamy. We had highs today in the mid-90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Nothing like that summer humidity to really wait on a hurricane, right? Okay, so here we go. As we look at the clouds and rain forecast for tonight, we put the clock in motion. We're going to start it at 8, okay? We'll go to about just after midnight, so we'll take 2 in the morning. We could see a few spotty showers, maybe over southernmost Osceola and Brevard County. That could move in from the Fort Pierce area as it kind of spins up a little bit to the north, but really not expecting a bunch of widespread coverage overnight. As we head into about 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, that's when we start to see the bands getting a little bit closer to Brevard and Osceola, and then kind of spreading out from there as we head into the afternoon. So this is 2:30, this particular picture. Notice this is more widespread rain. A lot of that bulk of the heavier rain will remain offshore, but these bands will continue to move onshore. So for the most part, they will be scattered and then turning more widespread later in the afternoon going into the overnight hours. The thing about it, there could be these isolated storms that produce pockets of very heavy rain, okay? So we need you to be prepared for that. Localized flooding is going to be a concern, especially along the coast. 6:30 tomorrow night, notice that we still are dealing with more rain, and as that storm gets closer and closer, you can see the spin there just offshore. That happens overnight from Sunday night going into Monday morning, folks. So that's when we're going to have a lot of heavy rain, those really strong winds, especially at the coast. Notice as we head into 4:30 and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock the next day, going into the noon hour on Monday, it starts to move away. But we're not done with the rain. Throughout the day on Monday, we're still going to have some of those bands wrapping back around into central Florida, some of which could be producing that really heavy rain. So we're not going to be done with the rain even as that system moves to the north and east. It'll be something that we'll continuously see leftover moisture from that storm throughout the day, but the winds will start to die down just a little bit as that system moves away from us. So here's a better look at the rain outlook for tomorrow. And again, this is going to be in the second half of the day primarily, even though we'll be getting rain early in the day, especially along our southern zones. I think for the most part, what we're going to notice is throughout the day as it starts to pick up in pace, rainfall accumulations for the coast is where it's going to really be a concern. Okay, so 3 to 6 inches along our coastline is what you can expect. But if you get those heavier hit storms, those could produce in excess of 6 inches of rain. Then you move back west of the I-95 and I-4 corridors, and that's where we see about 2 to 4 inches in that orange zone. And then further west, that you see in the green, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Keep in mind though, if you are on the eastern periphery of any county that blends into another color. So for example, if you are going to be on the eastern side or even the northeastern side of Lake County, you could see in excess of 4 inches of rainfall if you do get one of those heavy hit storms. So just keep that in mind. If you're closer to the coast, you could see more heavier bouts of rain more frequently than if you're going from west of Orlando back toward Lake County. So yeah, we're definitely going to be dealing with that rain again, like I said, until we get into Monday night, and then the rain chances just continue after that. We're going to see high rain chances for the remainder of the week, folks. But temperature-wise, tomorrow 87 will be your daytime high because of the additional clouds. We will see some sunshine, but once that rain starts to move in, that cloud cover really starts to move in, there's really not going to be much heating left. So 87 for tomorrow, and then as we head into the upcoming work week, we're talking about our usual highs of the low 90s with those afternoon thunderstorms. So be sure to stick with us. We'll be back, of course, in about an hour or so with another update here online for you. And then, of course, we get that new track update for Isaias, and we'll bring you that at 11 o'clock. And we'll be waiting to see exactly when Isaias, hopefully we'll have that information at 11, if it is going to regain the strength back to hurricane status by 11. It could happen after that in the overnight hours, but of course we'll bring you all of that information on air and of course right here online. We thank you so much for choosing us as your source for weather here at News 6, and we hope you join us a little bit later. See you guys.